Good morning, Craig Wallace here with the Craig Wallace Group. Today we're going to talk about estate planning and what that means. So I've got a special guest today, Mark Padilla with
Pacific Prudent Law.
Pacific Prudent Law. So Mark is a great business provider, partner of mine, and tell me about what you do.
Well, I work in Orange County, Long Beach, and the surrounding communities, and primarily offer estate planning services, business formation, asset protection, and family law such as divorce and child custody. Okay, so when we talk about estate planning, what do people need to know and why is estate planning so important? Good question. I believe the three primary aspects of estate planning are planning for incapacity, in case you're no longer to manage your affairs, planning for an orderly distribution of your estate following your passing, and saving on many different taxes and fees. Okay, so what happens if somebody doesn't have an estate and let's say they pass away, and what happens to the property then? I mean, we all hear this, it goes to probate, right? Why is probate such a bad thing? Probate is the court-administered process of settling your estate. And because it's court-administered, it's very costly and expensive, and it also takes, on average, 1 to 2 years. So that's time where your assets are tied up, where the creditors have to have notice, if there's any debts that you owe, and your family cannot have any access to that money for that time. So when you say expensive, does that mean that the courts, all that money and all those fees come out of the proceeds of the sale of all the assets? Correct. So the fees are set by statute. A couple things to know is that they don't just count assets, but they also count debt. Okay. So client has a mortgage on their house for $900,000. They have $100,000 in equity. Their house is worth $1 million. The fee that's set by the court is going to be based on the $1 million, even though they actually only own $100,000 in equity. Okay. So they could end up with nothing. Well, significantly less than, if they had done the plan. So that's why it's important, I think, that if I wanted to bring Mark in here today to talk about, you need to have a trust, right, is what it's called? Well, is it a trust or an estate plan, which is terminology? I would say estate plan. Now, what people don't know is everyone has a plan, but whether or not it's the plan that they want, that's the real question. And it has to be a legal plan. Well, yeah, you have to have certain documents in place to provide for the management of your property, should you become incapacitated. And then, not everyone needs a trust per se, but having some sort of plan in place to provide for the orderly distribution of your estate without the court being involved. Well, that's why I wanted to bring Mark in here today. So if you guys need anything, you're curious about that, we're going to have Mark's information up on the screen at the end of the video. I want you guys to reach out to him, give him a call. Do you got any special offer you want to offer anybody today? For my special offer today is my doors are open for a free consultation. Should anyone want to talk about their own plan or their own family or any other legal issues that they may be facing. And it's actually, if you do have an estate plan, there's been a lot of changes in the law since 2009, and you definitely want to have that estate plan reviewed. So I'm going to offer a free review of an existing plan, or a free consultation regarding your own planning needs or any other legal needs that you may be facing. Awesome. Sounds great. Thanks for coming in today. Check out for his information at the end of the video. Thanks.